Hello friends, it's Chari. Today I am going to be making a mini notebook instead of a card. This would be a great little gift to a friend. So lawnfawn has lots of these little mini notebook sets. I'm going to be using this pink one with little dots from the Perfectly Pink set. I'm also going to be using this cute little skunk from Scent with Love. I'm going to use this sentiment from Let's Bokeh, and then also this little light bulb from Lights Out. So I've gone ahead and stamped my images in some jet black ink on some Nina Solar White cardstock so that I can color with my Copic markers. I'm going to be using two toner grays for my little skunk. I have a T5 for those shadows and the T3 for the lighter colors. So I already started in with the shadows. I blended out with that lighter gray. I'll go back in and add some shadows as they get a little bit too light, and then I'll just blend out to the lightest point. I like using grays for these skunks instead of blacks so that you don't lose all the detail of the image. So I am going to use a really pale pink for the nose and the inside of the ear. I did forget to color that little ear on the back. Once I colored that, it was much darker than everything else, so I will add in a little bit more of that T5 for some shadow. And then I'm using a W00, so a very pale warm gray for the white parts of the skunk, and then I will add in a very pale brown on the belly just to get kind of a cream look. I'm also using a very pale blue for the light bulb, just pulling it from one side towards the center. And then for the bottom, I'll just simply color that in with gray. I will use the coordinating dies to cut these images out. And then I'll be ready to put these onto my notebook. I'm going to use the Sunshine from the Spring Showers die set along with some yellow glitter cardstock. This is from the Spring Sparkle cardstock pack, and I'm going to layer this behind my light bulb to make it look like it's shining. This is why I did not color my light bulb yellow, because I wanted the yellow to be that glitter paper behind. So I'm just laying my images onto my little notebook about where I want them so that I can place my sentiment. Now I am going to be stamping this directly onto the notebook, but you could also stamp this on a piece of paper and do like a banner across it as well if you did not want to take the chance of stamping right onto the notebook. So I've got it in my MISTI, I've got it lined up. I did do a practice stamp on a piece of scrap paper, but now I'm going to stamp it directly onto the notebook, and I'm using VersaFine ink because this is going to give me a really crisp sentiment on that notebook. I'm adding some liquid glue to my Sunshine, and I'm going to kind of tack that down just in the middle at first until I figure out exactly where I want it based on where I want my images to fall. Just kind of checking that. Then I can go through and tap down all those rays where I've put those little dots of glue. For the images themselves, I wanted them popped up slightly, not as much as usual, so I'm going to use some thin foam squares. These are half the thickness. I thought since this was a notebook, I didn't want that to stick up too terribly much. So I'm just adding those thin foam squares. I added it to the back of the light bulb and stuck that down in the center of that Sunshine, and then also to the back of my little skunk. So now that my images are all stuck down, I'm going to add a little bit more shimmer to my card. I'm using some Stardust stickles. I added some just to the dot of the eye and then a little bit to the top of the light bulb. I'm not going to cover it completely, but it kind of makes it match that bright starburst of light behind the bulb. I'm also adding some little hearts cut with the skinny tag with hearts and stars. These are just cut from some gold glitter cardstock. I keep a bunch of these on my desk for embellishments just like this, but I really felt that this helped fill in the space a bit more. And then here is my finished notebook. I think that this is a really quick project and it makes a cute little gift to give to someone. You could change up what it says. This is kind of an encouraging sentiment, but it also could say, you know, bright ideas, which would go great with the light bulb, or notes or something like that. I hope this has given you some ideas on things to do with those cute little notebooks at lawnfawn. Thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.